I lied to a blind neighbor and told him I moved away. Many years ago, I was standing on one of my balconies when a taxi driver was obnoxiously blowing his horn out front and yelling for a blind man to walk toward my voice from his own townhouse. That direction was toward traffic. My roommate and I went down and helped him to the taxi and scolded the driver for being so rude. I made the mistake of giving the blind neighbor my phone number so that I could give him a ride in the future. Then the phone calls came and never stopped. And when I gave him a ride, he would ask for various detours. I'm very calculated by nature. If he had told me beforehand where he wanted to go, it would be cool. But no. We'd be driving along and he'd throw in 2 to 3 extra places on each ride. And it came to be every day that he wanted rides. And he'd even call me to remind me to give him a ride. Not that was ever late or backed out. Finally, I had enough. So I gauged how blind he was. His response was that he was blind as a bat. A week or 2 after he said that, I told him I had a job interview in the next city. A week after that, I told him I got the job and was moving away in a month. After I moved away, it was strange as hell walking by him in silence as he stood on the sidewalk. This story is really about boundary failure, avoidance coping. At first, the person acts out of empathy, helping someone vulnerable, but without clear limits, that help turns into emotional and time burden. The neighbor's constant calls and last-minute requests create a sense of being trapped, which builds quiet resentment. Instead of setting direct boundaries, "I can't do this anymore," the narrator chooses avoidance and deception, a common response for people who are conflict-averse or overly accommodating. Psychologically, lying feels easier in the short term because it avoids guilt and confrontation, even if it creates a strange or uncomfortable long-term situation. There's also a layer of moral tension, helping someone vulnerable versus protecting your own time and energy. When people don't assert limits early, they often swing to the opposite extreme, cutting off completely.